And we got some money-making moves in the GameFi space as blockchain games raised $1.3 billion in Q3. Zuckerberg's got $100 billion tied up in the Metaverse, and Paris Hilton-backed Web3 company plans virtual real estate game for adults. And for our first story, blockchain games and Metaverse projects raised $1.3 billion in Q3, according to DappRadar. Guys, this isn't $1.3 billion this year. This is $1.3 billion just in Q3 alone. And then couple that with the idea that blockchain games is a small little sliver of the Web3 space. One might even argue it is the tiniest aspect of Web3, and this small sliver alone raised $1.3 billion in venture capital money in Q3 alone. If this information doesn't get you excited about the GameFi space, I don't know what else to tell you. These venture capital companies see the long-term potential here. I mean, from mobile games to console games to PC games, these microtransactions, people spending hundreds of millions of dollars just to upgrade their skins in FIFA and Call of Duty. Imagine what can happen if we had crypto and Web3 integration into all of those games. The sky is the limit, and these venture capital companies see the multiple billion-dollar potential, and they're trying to build right now while the markets are red. Web3 infrastructure firm ChainSafe raises $18.75 million as attention shifts to GameFi. So it's more than just, us in America, It's not just people in the European Union and in first world countries. GameFi is going to affect people around the world. Now listen to me here. Imagine if you could make a full-time family supporting salary just by playing a video game. That's the narrative for some of these people in third world countries, specifically in the Philippines. They were able to pull their families out of poverty just by playing a video game. And so for this reason, you're going to have a new influx of users from around the world who would not have otherwise played video games. Up until now, you need a serious amount of disposable income in order to play a video game, and you're not going to see any of that money back. But if you could make back your initial investment and then some, there will be villages around the world trying to get a cell phone just so they can share it with other members of their family and other members of their community. Like as soon as they max out their points, they then pass the phone off to their neighbor or to their friend who's doing the same thing, logging into their accounts and making the maximum amount they can. They'll pay back the cell phone, they'll pay back the cell bill, and they will pull their families out of poverty. So it's not just Americans and everyone living in first world countries who are going to play video games. We are going to see an influx from around the world if play to earn games pays off the way we hope it will. Zuckerberg's $100 billion metaverse gamble is a supersized and terrifying, shareholders say. Here's the problem with shareholders is a lot of them are old people who don't understand the technology revolution that's taking place right now. They need to have faith in Zuckerberg because Zuckerberg basically invented social media. He didn't invent it, but he basically marketed and streamlined it and basically had its heyday under Zuckerberg's watch. And so Zuckerberg, who's been pretty good at seeing these trends and making the most out of them from a financial standpoint, sees this movement into the metaverse. And he just keeps dumping money into it because he sees the long-term potential. And right now the markets are down, everything is red, the shareholders only care about what's making them money today. But Zuckerberg sees this 10, 20-year horizon with the metaverse, and that's why he's trying to build his ass off right now in the space. I have faith in Zuckerberg because I've seen what he's done in the past, and I also believe in the metaverse too. If I had $100 billion to throw into it, I would, and I'm glad there's people like him innovating in the space. So let's go, Zuck. Japanese gaming giant Konami is recruiting for expansion into Web3. What really excites me about the story is because I thought Konami was a company who had faded into obscurity just like Atari and just like Xerox, and if anything, COVID had put them under the table, if anything. And I'm just so excited that a gaming company that's come out with these incredible games like Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, Super Bomberman, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm looking at a list over here of just so many games they've come out. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, they've come out with all these games over the years, and I'm excited that now they see this potential to grow and expand. And it might even be this like Hail Mary for them, that they're like, hey, they're on death's door. They need to find a way to innovate. Their team came together and they said, hey, this play-to-earn game system has a lot of potential, and we could grow rapidly if we develop in that space. And so I'm excited that they're still around, and I'm excited that they're building in the GameFi space. I also see the potential too, my Konami friends. Metaverse graphics aim for community and accessibility, not realism. Well, the first thing that comes to mind when I think about this is Minecraft, one of the most lo-fi games to come out in the last 20, 30 years, and people love it. People are flocking to it because it's fun, and it's fun to play, and you can get all your friends in there, and you can build anything to infinity. The sky truly is the limit in that game. If you can dream it up, you can build it in Minecraft, and that's what makes it so great. They're not focused on making everything look perfect and incredible. They wanted to build a platform that you would enjoy to interact with. And the metaverse should follow that same template. Don't try to make the skin textures and the hair follicles and the gunfire as perfect and realistic as you possibly can. Make it a platform that plays smooth, that is fun, that has literally unlimited possibilities to it. And it's something that my friends, regardless of the computer processing power they have, can come interact with it. And that's the great thing about Minecraft. From my cell phone, from my console, from my PC, from my Mac, it doesn't matter. I can still get on Minecraft and play with my friends. And my hope is the metaverse will have that same kind of idea in mind, that it's going to work on a cell phone, it'll work on my Mac, it'll work on my PC, Android and Apple will be one in one, hand in hand. It doesn't matter which device my friends are using, I can still interact with them in the metaverse. That gets me really excited. Shiba releases its first Dunes concept art for its metaverse. You know, as someone who's been in crypto for a long time, part of me goes, bummer. It just sucks that these shit coins are still around. You know what I'm saying? That these shit coins that truly give other cryptos a bad name are developing and innovating and growing and becoming more profitable. And if you look at a long-term basis, this is why I hate them so much. If you look at the long-term track record of Doge and Shiba coin, most people lose money. If you bought Doge, you've lost money on it. If you bought Shiba coin, more often than not, you've lost money on it. And now they've hooked people in. And now these people who were down 70, 80% on their initial investments are now hooked in, and they don't want to sell for a loss. And they're just praying that one day Shiba coin will be worth a penny each, or some insane number that they've convinced themselves will happen one day. And then here they are coming out with a metaverse that continues to give hope to all these people who are in the red that, hey, maybe one day I'll make my money back. And you know what? It might not be 10, 20 years from now until you make your money back, if I'm being honest. You got to wait until the next bull cycle just to break even, potentially. But the truth of the matter is this probably will do well, because there's so many people hooked into the Shiba community who are down 70% and have no other options but to stick it out and keep playing this Shiba game. And this is going to come around and they'll be like, oh man, if I play the Shiba game, maybe that'll help out my initial investment. Maybe it'll help me break even. And so the truth of the matter is like, you know what? This is going to do really well. They've got a big community of people that are probably all there for the wrong reasons, and it's going to do well. They have great marketing. They have a great fan base. Their advertising is insane. And you know what? Here I am talking about this article. They've even got a guy like me who is so anti-dog coins, still talking about Shiba. And so you know what? It works. As much as I want to swallow my words, this will be successful. If you buy at the right time, you probably will make money, not financial advice, but it's just kind of like, wow, the dog that won't die gets second and third lives. These cat references, you get what I'm saying. And Paris Hilton-backed Web3 company plans virtual real estate game for adults. Here's another thing. Love it or hate it, Paris Hilton is an innovator. She basically invented reality TV. She has been a trendsetter in more ways than I can even identify. And here she is in Web3. It's her and it's her team and a combination of both. She knows exactly what she's doing. And she's one of those one of those celebrities that you definitely want to take seriously. She's not just futzing around for no reason. Whenever she does something in the space, it is monumental. And so as much as I want to just have a bad taste in my mouth and I want to like write this article off completely, if you actually zoom out from a 10,000 foot view and look at Paris Hilton's track record, she's actually been right. And she's actually been really, really smart about the business decisions she's made. And so she's doing things right. You don't want to sleep on Paris Hilton at all. If she's doing something, then you probably want to get into, because when she makes moves, the tides truly change.